best defensive squads in the NBA, and this figures to be a low-scoring affair.
But it should be an entertaining one, Kevin. And if you're a fan of high-intensity, high-energy defense, there's a lot to love about this matchup.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Conley and Edwards are the guards. Julius Randle is out there with Gobert, and it's McDaniels in at the 3 slot. And the shot goes in.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randle's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot.
Mobley outside. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
Allen, a screen on Edwards. Mitchell with the bounce pass, and slam dunk by Allen.
Boy, nice mobility from the 5. Allen is very active offensively.
A minute 50 left to play in the first quarter. Edwards passes to Gobert. Edwards dishes to McDaniels. Gobert with a screen on Strus. McDaniels. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for McDaniels. And here's Cleveland. Mobley outside. Conley against Garland. And no good to start the night, missing his first attempt there. GA, you look how Garland can create for himself. Very good off the catch or the bounce.
So deadly off of those high pick and rolls because he can dribble into that 3. A playmaker that can do that is a headache. Garland knows how to create that space and get his looks.
The Timberwolves shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. The first one falls.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
LeVert's checked in for Cleveland. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
You know, he gets there so often. Gobert would like to make these at a higher clip.
Strus kicks to Garland. Lobbed up there for Allen. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, Allen always a threat, especially when you give him room to run. He's capable of banging it home.
Conley the pass to Gobert. Edwards with it. Three-pointer. Sinks the triple.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Wade, he's checked in for Allen. George Niang comes in for Evan Mobley. And it's a Coro in for Max Strus. Timberwolves also changing it up. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Edwards. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Mike Conley. Garland with the bucket.
And there are some guys you can just give that mid-range shot to, but Darius Garland isn't one of them. He is so good for me.
Randle down low. He's covered by Niang.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
And here's Garland for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Fires from way outside. And no good on the last second attempt this time. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Minnesota on top. They lead. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
I think they're going to be happy with how they played here early on.
I agree with you. I mean, they hit the ground running, had a strong start to the game that they're hoping they can manage the rest of the way.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Naz Reid out there with Jaden McDaniel. Then there's Anthony Edwards. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 1 spot.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Wade gets the bucket.
And ball handlers like Mitchell really elevate your offense. His precision passing to pass the basketball at the right time, really a terrific ability.
Pass to McDaniels. Right at the free throw line. And Okoro pulls it down. Cavaliers leading. Now, here's Mitchell. That 3 off the mark. When Donovan Mitchell, Greg, is on the floor, he is the offense.
Yeah, and that goes beyond just his ridiculous scoring. It gets overlooked that he's also a skilled passer. So one way or another, Mitchell is finding points out there.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. Here's Alexander Walker, covered by Mitchell. Here's Edwards. Oh, what a physical score from Edwards.
Boy, how about the strength of Edwards? Confident in taking on defenders and finishing.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Jared Allen's checked in for Dean Wade. Mobley comes in for George Niang. Max Strus is checked in for Okoro. And it's Garland in for Mitchell. Minnesota also making some changes. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Randle comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Mike Conley in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And out of bounds is the Timberwolves gain possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Merrill's checked in. Outside Edwards. McDaniels gets a wide open look. Cans it from downtown. McDaniels got the lead up to 4 now for the Timberwolves. Garland against Conley. Garland the pass to Allen. To the paint. It's tipped. He's looking for Mobley and finds him. And Mobley throws it down.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
You know, that time I thought he did it with authority. Tremendous putback at a time when they really need it.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. His 3-pointer's off the mark. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Timberwolves lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Cleveland.
Please bring your attention to second quarter. And get ready for the fan half-court stop. Drum roll, please. They're measuring up the shot.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
At the forward spot, it's Strus and Mobley. A loaded backcourt. It's Garland and Mitchell. And it's Allen in at the 5 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. Mitchell kicks to Garland. Back to Mitchell from past the arc. That's good, and it's Garland with the assist. Mitchell's got the first points of the second half here for the Cavs. Conley against Garland. Out to Edwards. Over Mitchell. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 7 points for Anthony Edwards. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. And you see, don't you, Clark, the steady progression year over year for Anthony Edwards.
Well, he's already an all-star since his third season. With Edwards, the chance is there, if he continues to show the same improvement he's shown thus far, that he's going to be MVP caliber, and I dare say, perhaps the face of the league for several years to come.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Wingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Wade's checked in. Minnesota also making some changes. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Edwards. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Mike Conley. 2 points. That one goes. And it's a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
Strong work inside by the 6'9" Jaden McDaniels, showing how effective he can be down there.
Wade kicks to Mitchell. Allen with the screen for Mitchell. This one for three, and the three ball is good. Mitchell's got 6.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Pass to Alexander Walker. 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Randle down low. He's against Allen. And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for Allen. Okoro comes in for Max Strus. And it's LeVert in for Donovan Mitchell. Minnesota also making some changes. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. And it's Joe Ingles in for McDaniels. All free throws good from Randle. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Randle outside. Pass to Reed. Here's Alexander Walker, guarded by Garland. Shot clock at 5. Over to the left wing. Here's Randle. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Timberwolves ahead. They lead by... Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this way?
Yeah, and as a two guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Gobert is out there with Randle, and it's Conley in at the 1. And here's Mitchell from the arc. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Outside Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Gobert with a screen on Garland. And that one, good. Edwards got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Timberwolves.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch, and he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout here. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. told his guys, I need you all to come together right now on both ends. This game is not over. You need to go out there and take control now. We'll see how it looks coming out of the timeout, guys.
Thanks, David.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Boy, time to tighten it up on defense. A stop here would be huge.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Timberwolves.
Well, you know, for me, the passing has been fantastic all night. Everybody loves watching this style of basketball where the ball moves and players move. Coaches, fans, and even us broadcasters can appreciate that kind of action.
And one other thing, I love how comfortable they are looking to operate from mid-range. And no qualms about taking those wide-open jumpers.
From 18 feet away, Evan Mobley with the rebound. The Cavaliers trailing to the middle, and then Allen slams it in.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Edwards looking it over. 1:16 left in the fourth.
Boy, that expansive reach of Allen. I mean, so good at positioning himself and using his length and timing to stifle shooting.
Garland doesn't let the pressure get to him. That's why he has the trust of his teammates.
Here's Edwards. Edwards at the rim.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
Here's Mitchell. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And that's part of what Mitchell brings to the table. The willingness to operate on the perimeter or get in there and mix it up on the interior.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And the second of 2 is good. That will put them up by 2.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Randle a screen on Mitchell. And here's Edwards from the arc. Buries it from outside.
At every level, Edwards has been the go-to guy for his team. It's in his DNA.
Mitchell against Edwards. Good!
And I think Mitchell's focus increases when it's clutch time. The bigger the moment, the better he is.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Guys, what are their best options now?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in a game.
Edwards. Oh, my!
Wow! Seems like Edwards never stops competing and believing right until the final buzzer.
19 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Oh, big-time play by Garland. They're under pressure, yet still able to deliver for his team.
Up top, Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. That will count. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so it's Cleveland who comes out on top here. That was a fun night of basketball. Fabulous finish.